Today, we'll build a flexible equipment system using the factory pattern in Unity. You'll learn how to spawn different helmets, create customizable weapons, and finally assemble entire equipment sets using abstract factories. Each stage improves our main character's code, from basic object creation to full character customization, while keeping it clean, decoupled, and highly reusable. We'll explore how to encapsulate creation logic, leverage scriptable objects, and cleanly expand functionality without rewriting the gameplay logic. When we say factory pattern, we're not referring to one pattern, but rather a family of related techniques for object creation. The goal is the same: to abstract and centralize how objects are instantiated, so client code doesn't need to know about the details. Let's briefly outline the three main types we'll be working with. Simple factory. Not a formal design pattern, but a useful technique. It centralizes object creation in one class. Factory method. A base class defines a method for creating an object, and subclasses override it to customize what's returned. Abstract factory. A higher-level factory that groups together related factories to produce families of objects. Together, these give us increasing level of flexibility and modularity as our systems scale. Our first pattern is a simple factory. It's not an official design pattern, but a widely used approach to centralize object creation. Think of it as a utility class that hides the instantiation logic. In Unity, this is especially powerful when combined with the scriptable objects, as we see in our helmet factory. We store references to helmet prefabs in the inspector, then randomly select one and spawn it. The benefits are this keeps creation logic in one place, allows easy prefab swapping, and reduces clutter in gameplay scripts. Let's incorporate this factory into our main character to see how it works. The leader script holds a reference to helmet factory and calls create helmet to equip headgear. The helmet creation logic is fully abstracted. Let's test this. We are going to create a helmet factory scriptable object, assign prefabs, and link it in the leader script. You should now be able to spawn helmets from a context menu. Simple factory is great for small use cases. For more control, let's look at factory method. The factory method is a more flexible design pattern that leans on inheritance. The base class defines a method to create an object, while subclasses override it to customize what gets created and how. To implement this, we start with iWeapon, an interface that defines a description property and a setDescription method. Next, we have weapon behavior, a mono behavior that implements iWeapon, storing the actual description data and sits on all weapons. Then comes our base weapon factory, a scriptable object that handles all the shared creation logic and provides an abstract customized method. Each subclass of weapon factory, including Axe factory and Sword factory, overrides the customization logic to define a specific weapon behavior. Benefits of this pattern include inversion of control through inheritance, easy extensibility for adding new weapon types, no need to modify existing game logic when introducing new weapons. The leader script references an abstract weapon factory, allowing us to assign either an axe or sword factory via an inspector. All customization is handled inside the factory, not the character logic. Let's update our leader to use a weapon factory. First, we're going to create scriptable objects for sword and axe factories. Then we are going to assign them and spawn a weapon via context menu. Now let's take it one step further, coordinating multiple objects using an abstract factory. The abstract factory pattern lets us treat multiple related factories as a single unit. This is especially helpful when you want to equip characters with a full set of gear that work together. A equipment factory defines what any equipment factory must do: create weapons and helmets. Equipment factory implements that by delegating to weapon factory and helmet factory. Benefits include unified interface for coordinated creation, easily swap up entire equipment sets, cleaner game logic, and centralized configuration. The leader now only holds a reference to the abstract equipment factory, which handles both weapon and helmet generation. This consolidates logic and simplifies character setup. Now refactor leader to use equipment factory. With one assignment, we generate the full loadout, both helmet and weapon, cleanly and consistently. The factory pattern family empowers you to build scalable, testable, and maintainable system. Unity's inspector and asset pipeline pair naturally with factories, especially scriptable objects. You've now seen how to go from simple instantiation to abstracted loadout with zero game coupling. That's clean architecture, and that's the power of factories.